To be brutally honest, the role of the F-35 when I was starting to fly it then was just to go fly.
Right.
It was nothing more than that.
Okay.
So and there's articles, that would fill the internet about this, but really, what the decision was in the development of the airplane was we decided to do what we call concurrent development. So they're still developing certain parts of the aircraft while we're flying early software models of that side of it, if you like. And that happens in all airplanes, but we rolled that out a lot earlier in F-35. And so as a result of that, we had, and this was, not necessarily by design, but it wasn't unexpected. We'd have many days where airplanes wouldn't have sensors working. The radar wasn't working, but they needed the thing to go fly because they needed the data to come off it to say, well, why didn't this work? Why didn't that work? So a lot of it was actually kind of almost not test piloting, because that was definitely not our job, but kind of almost, just going out there and shaking it down for a long time. And we did that for quite a while. We also were training pilots at the same time, but when the envelope was very restricted because they hadn't tested all of the corners of the envelope, you want to be up here. If they've only tested these bits down here, you can only really operate in these bits down here. And when that's, I want to say it was 3G, maybe 3.5 when we first got the airplane. And very restricted, very, very kind of basic envelope. You really can't train someone very much. It's really a matter of getting hours under your belt, getting the squadron going, getting the maintenance going, and then kind of waiting for the envelope to open up. So certainly initially that was frustrating, but it wasn't unexpected. It was just frustrating.
And let's talk about your first flight. What was that like, Hugh?
That was probably, it's kind of ironic because it's, the more first flights you do, you would argue that you're more experienced and therefore it would bother you less, I guess. But I guess this one's different because you don't have a two-seater to go in, because every other airplane you've got another person with you, and at least you've got that in the back of your mind to he can deal with this if it all goes horribly wrong, kind of thing. And then B, none of the other airplanes cost anywhere near that much, and I definitely remember kind of rolling onto the runway and thinking, there's a lot of money under me here, I really don't want to screw this up. Yeah. So it was definitely mind focusing. But that said, the simulator was, I'm sure still is, phenomenal. Like the graphics, the immersion, the way that it kind of trains you is fantastic. It genuinely couldn't be much better. And as a result of that, really the only thing that you're getting in the aircraft that you don't get in the simulator is the sounds, the smells, the slight rumbling when the thing taxis, those kind of things, because the simulator is a very sterile world, if you like, and you can kind of game the game a little bit in the simulator, whereas the real world, the jet goes wrong, the air traffic control aren't perfect, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's definitely some differences there, but really by the time you get in there and press buttons, it just feels like a sim. And we saw that throughout the whole evolution that I was on the force, to the extent that you put we got to the stage where we put ab initio pilots right from training into the airplane, and you wouldn't think twice about the first day that they flew the thing. You genuinely had no concerns about it at all, which is amazing. Yeah, it really is.